back or welcome to my channel. My name is Ren and I make videos about books and pop culture. I've removed myself from my dissertation cave, the process of writing my master's dissertation, and literally the only thing I've been reading in between reading literature for my dissertation is slashers, queer slashers, and I thought I'd share some with you because I've read some really good ones. Like, I'm an autumn person at heart, right? All I think about all year round is just the autumnal months, right? September, October, November, my faves. They're my faves. They've always been my faves. They always will be my faves. I love October. I love Halloween. I love anything horror, spooky, and I think that is the same with so much of the queer community. Just this weird affinity to horror. Actually, one of the books that I've got will show that. And one of my favourite genres of horror is slashers. Like, I am here for Summerween. I'm here for summer camp slashers. One of the best genres of horror. It's the blueprint. It's the OG slasher genre, right? Because of that, that's all I've been reading this summer, and my Summerween has consisted of slashers. Like me enjoy a Summerween slasher, then this video is for you. So the first one I actually want to talk about is non-fiction, but that's Queer Slashers by P. Samara. Is the kind of history of slashers and why slasher as a horror subgenre appeals to the queer community. Really interesting, and it's a really good conversation because I do think we're all just kind of drawn to horror in a way, and slasher we all have an affinity for it, so really interesting. Fiction books, however, here's a list. The first one I read was The Last Girl Standing by Jennifer Dugan. This book is on Sloane and Cherry, and it's not the actual event happening in the camp, it's the aftermath. Sloane and Cherry are the final girls. They're the two that survived this attack on their summer camp. And Cherry remembers what happens, Sloane doesn't. But when Sloane starts to and they're in a relationship, by the way, they form a bond and a relationship, and they get together after the effect. And it's like they're kind of trauma bonded after what happened. But when Sloane starts to get some of her memories back at the same time as learning about the killer and why he did what he did, she starts to wonder if Cherry is telling the truth. And it's everything from there. It is a really, really good exploration of trauma and trauma after an event, and it has the kind of flashbacks and it has those moments and the really core thing of why the slasher did what he did. Like, very OG style lore as to why he did what he did, but very interesting, and I really liked the kind of exploration of trauma that was in this and how that plays on our mind. And then I read Clown in a Cornfield by Adam Cesar, and I didn't realise that this had queer characters in it, but it does. It's not the main plot, it's not like a huge overarching plot, but like two of the main characters are queer characters. This was so fun. Like, this is everything that a slasher should be. Small town, history, killer clown, the kids aren't alright. Like, this is everything. This is like peak modern day slasher. It makes so much sense to me that they're turning this into a film, because it is going to be a film that comes out later on this year, and I'm so excited to watch it. It is so visual. Reading through this was I could see every single element of it playing out in my head. Like, it was just such a visual novel, and I really think that it is perfect. It lends itself perfectly to be adapted, and it is genuinely like the perfect slasher book. Like, you can't go wrong with Clown in the Cornfield, and I can't wait to read the other. Then we had Dead Girls Walking by Sammy Ellis, and this focuses on Temple, and her dad is a serial killer, and they used to live on this property in the woods, and her dad is now in prison. They found loads of bodies on the property was sold on, and now there is a camp there, and the camp there is a horror themed camp for queer girls, and they kind of win the chance to go there. And Temple applies to be a counsellor because she believes that her dad also killed her mum, but he's told her, but he hasn't told her where her body is or anything else. So she wants to be a counsellor there so that she can go back on the land, so she can explore where she grew up and try and find her mum's body. But is there someone still at large? Who knows? Really good. I loved this. Again, really good exploration of trauma and kind of that feeling of like Temple feels like that badness is in her bones. and kind of shuts everyone out from that. She doesn't really tell anyone who she is. One of the girls does know, she finds out, but it's a really good exploration of that, kind of like what's in your blood and that kind of thing. And the tagline is murder runs in the family. But genuinely loved it. I thought it was so good. Then we have You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Barron. I absolutely loved this. So this is on Charity, and she has a job where she plays the final girl. It's full contact terror game. You go there, your goal is to escape, and Charity plays the final girl. Then once some of her co-workers start to go missing, and then they find the body of one of them, and suddenly it isn't a game anymore, and it's everything from there. And this is so good. This is genuinely so good. I absolutely loved this book. I thought it was really well done. The ending was so good as well for like their, you know, sequel potential, and it was such a good slasher ending as well. Like, it was so perfect to the genre and really holds itself well to the genre, and I absolutely loved this book. It was so good. And then we have Heads Will Roll by Josh Winning, and this focuses on an actor. She used to play the role of a character called Willow, and you don't know her actual name like from the get-go, so I'll just refer to her as Willow, but she's been cancelled and lost her job because of a tweet that she posted that she shouldn't have really posted. She goes to this camp that's kind of like an escape for adults, like people that need a break on reality. And then she, one night, kind of around the campfire, she gets told a spooky story, and she kind of is just like, oh, it's just a horror story based on a witch who was murdered in that area. She doesn't believe in these stories, but the next day someone is missing, and it's everything from there. It was really good. It was really interesting, especially because there's stuff about the main character that you don't know. There is literally stuff that it says redacted, and you don't know it, and you find it out as you're going along, which is really good, and I really enjoyed it. I want to give an honorary mention to 2 extra things. The first one is a movie series. If you guys have not seen Fear Street on Netflix, it is a 3-part movie trilogy based on the books by R.L. Stein. Phenomenal. Also very gay. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. There has like been a void in my soul since I watched those movies a few years ago when they first came out that nothing has been able to fill. Like, I have been searching how that made me feel. Perfect mix of like supernatural entity and also slasher. Brilliant. Just brilliant. And it's done so well. Each movie is done so well and so perfectly. It fits the genre so well, and I absolutely love it, so I had to mention that. And then I also wanted to mention The Honeys by Ryan Lasala. Now, this isn't slasher, but it is camp. It is as like a camp situation, summer camp situation. It focuses on Mars. Sister Caroline dies in a horrific way, and obviously Mars is dealing with a lot of grief, and Mars is gender fluid. Because of that, camp, it's called the Aspen Summer Academy, that Mars' sister went to, but Mars was excluded because of the gender fluidity. But now that Caroline has died, Mars is actually going to go in her place that year. She's drawn to Caroline's old friends, but things are a bit weird, and a lot of things is kind of playing on the mind, and there's a lot that's not as it seems. Like I said, it's not a slasher, it's not anything like the other books I've mentioned, but the camp element and the kind of creepiness and that kind of cult-like element is definitely in this book. It's phenomenal. The audiobook is also brilliant. So I thought I'd give it an honorary mention, even though it's not a slasher. Still wanted to mention it for the Summerween books. But all of these books, absolutely amazing. The Fear Street series, amazing. If you're like me and you love a good slasher and you love a horror and you love it when it's the summer and it has those summer elements, those summer camp elements to it, but also like peak OG horror slasher genre, you will love these books and you will love those films, and genuinely, like, it's just so good. I've been on such a slasher kick at the moment. Such good books, can't recommend them enough. So yeah, if you have any other recommendations, please let me know. Please let me know if you've read any of these. If you've read any of these and you've read other books that you think I would like because I liked these, let me know those. And then let's have a conversation in the comments. I'm so excited. 1 more month of summer, and then we're in autumn, and I can't wait for spooky season. forever stand by that it's the best time of the year. Yeah, those are my Summerween slasher recommendations. Like I said, if you guys are new here, then I make videos a couple of times a week about books and pop culture. So if you want to stick around and join us, feel free to hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell. And as usual, all the links to my other social medias and my bookish podcast will be in the description as well. I hope you guys are doing really, really, really well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.